All right, guys. We filmed 3 other found footage reviews in a row, but we saved the best for last, or should I say, the only good one for last.
Yes.
Thank Christ for this one. So this was brought to my attention by Paul Shunt. Thank you for this one. This is... did I already say Godforsaken?
Nope.
Man, the other ones were Godforsaken. This is
Yes.
This is good. All right. So, premise is awesome.
Super awesome.
Execution is really damn good.
Yes.
Is this like flawless? No. But it
Doesn't
is
matter.
fucking entertaining. If you are a found footage fan, go watch this. It is currently on Tubi, right? This is where we watched it?
We watched this one on Tubi.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this
Not
is...
on Plex.
No, fuck Plex.
I'm pretty sure this was Tubi.
I'm positive it's on Tubi, actually. So that's it. If you're a found footage freak and you haven't heard of this one and you're just like, I love found footage movies, I want to do something, just go watch it. Because we went into it blind and that was great because I had no fucking clue where this was going. When we were like a couple minutes in, I was just like, I wonder where, like, but man, it moves.
It goes fast.
Yes.
And it is, like, we were so amazed with the scale of what ended up happening.
Absolutely.
It was like a whole bunch of people that we weren't expecting there to be that many people involved, basically. And it was really cool to see it.
This is a Canadian film.
Mm-hmm.
I did a budget because it's 40,000 Canadian dollars, but I looked it up and that brings it out to about 30,000 American dollars. Incredible. I mean, incredible. Because I've watched plenty of films that have made, something for way more. For way more, and not be anywhere near as successful. So, of course, cleverness and skill and all of that always reigns supreme. Now, what are the downsides of the film? There is some uneven performances. There are some characters that are a little silly. That would be probably my major gripe. We did watch this, or I should almost say my only real gripe. We did watch this on Tubi, and so it was giving us little breaks in between. I don't think it cut anything out, but there is this one moment in the film where something happens with a mom, and then it went to commercial break, and when it came back, it felt like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, we
even rewound it, and it didn't play the ad, but it did jump.
Yeah,
like it was an ad was supposed to be there, so it kind of refreshed for half a second, and then it went. And I was like, is there a scene missing here? Because that felt very jumpy.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough to really, we kept watching, obviously, and moved on from it, but it just kind of gave us pause.
Yeah.
And we don't know if maybe something was missing.
So if you're not sold on this, and you do need a synopsis... I will tell you, I'm not going to read this one because, okay, so this guy is filming a funeral, and while he's there, the person who they're having a funeral for randomly comes back to life. And people freak the fuck out as they would, right?
Yes.
Which is what?
Shocking.
Yes. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And I thought that's all it was going to be. I thought that this person kind of gets out and they're going to go looking for her and she's going to be out there killing people. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
No, it gets
that's just the beginning of what starts to happen. This girl goes out and forms a cult following that takes over this entire fucking town. And they are convinced she is God and she is performing miracles. But she is terrifying.
Oh my god, she's so scary.
And that's about as much as I want to say.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything else away, but the cult itself is creepy. It's really creepy.
Yeah.
And the behaviors of everybody, after they join it.
Yeah.
it was
There's really good imagery,
disturbing. Mm-hmm.
like, that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
There's also really good imaginative imagery
Yes.
that is explained by characters and their, you know,
Like,
their experience
yeah.
with something.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't see that thing, but you get their, account of it.
And you're like,
And you can start to visualize it and start to imagine it, and it adds to the effect of the film and really puts you in the position of seeing how dire things are.
mm-hmm.
And this is, for $30,000, this guy, or these guys, this whole crew, guys and girls, they were able to get what felt like a whole town,
Yes.
at least an entire street of houses on both sides, to be completely involved in this film and play along with it enough to make this whole movie. And it felt big. It felt
so
big. It felt like a whole town was being taken over by a cult on a $30,000 budget. And it really felt like it was necessary for the story, added to the story, and really, achieved the scope they were going for. So, in an enormous credit to everyone involved in making this film, especially the producers, the directors, whoever made that happen, came up with this story, all that. Because, holy shit, this was really cool. This was really cool. This is one of my favorite found footage films I've watched in a while. I thought it was great. I really had a great time with it. I was genuinely surprised all the time throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whoa, they're really going here. Whoa, they're really doing this. This might not hit somebody as much as it hit us.
Yeah.
But,
it's
man,
impossible.
we went into it with zero expectations, with zero knowledge of what was coming. And I was just like, oh, wow, because you're so used to, like, the other fucking movies we watch, where they're just, like, walking around and talking, and then a door falls over. And then that's the thing that happens for that 20 minutes. And then they walk and they talk and nothing happens. And then, somebody farts. And they're like, oh my God, what was that? And it was like, oh, that was me. And they're like, okay. And then another 20 minutes passes. And you're just like, fuck.
This movie was like the opposite of that.
Never is slow or
Nothing
dull at all.
Nothing was slow. Nothing was like super... I don't want to say subtle, but not like that. Like a door falling over and then you're like scared. Like there was like legit scare sequences that were really awesome, and all of the characters were believable as real people, and there was a couple that were very much like charming, and like I felt really like I cared for those people.
Sure, but the acting is amateur. And I
amateur,
want to for sure point that out, because I think it will be off-putting to some people. But if you are a low-budget found footage fan, you have to have already accepted that as part of the deal when you get into these films. You're not going to get grade A performances from films like this. It's just not going to happen almost ever. It happens, but it's super rare. There are shaky performances and there.
But for the most part,
everyone does
decent.
Good.
And there's one actually, like the performance that's toward the end, that I thought she did a really great job. I was really into her performance.
The mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But besides the point though, just there's a lot of interesting characters, people that come in maybe for like 2 minutes just to kind of progress the plot, but it's interesting and you're like, oh wow, that's happening with them, and it just moves things along so nicely.
Never a dull moment.
Not at all.
Never a dull moment in this film for me at all. Not for 1 second. No. I was totally into it the entire time. And yeah, this is a super hidden gem for me. Huge recommendation for any found footage fans who, are looking for this kind of film. Because, man, and here's another thing. I'm going to say this because this was actually a thing I was going to remember. That I said I wanted to remember, and I thought maybe I'd forget. No. This film does something that much larger budgeted, much, more prominent writers and credibility and all that stuff attached to it never are able to achieve. And this drives me crazy. So one of the big problems I have with exorcism films or films dealing with somebody being possessed by a demon or a fucking like malevolent spirit, whatever. But especially when it's like a full-fledged demon, like in The Exorcist or The Last Exorcism or whatever. One of my big issues I have with that is that the film typically takes place in like one room with like 4 or 5 people, and it's like, how do I buy that you're all that powerful when you can't even break the fucking restraints that you have on? I'm supposed to believe you can take over the fucking world. I'm supposed to believe you're the Antichrist. You're a fucking little girl who can't even, like, what, you raise off the bed and then fall down and start fucking yourself with a crucifix? Like, that's not enough, right? There needs to be more stakes. I want to see you go out and fucking thrash a city. Like, then I'm like, oh shit, this person's now there. Where's that exorcism movie? Where's the exorcist that's chasing the malevolent evil spirit around the city as that spirit is wrecking fucking shit, right? It's always like in a room, there's the mom and there's the priest and there's a friend or something, and they're like trying to like console, and they're like saying mean things to him, and they're like crying, and then the exorcist does something, and then somebody transfers their soul and they kill themselves or whatever. This is always what happens. It's always the same fucking film. But it never feels like it has scale. It never feels like there's real stakes. It feels like everyone in that room is fucked. Yeah. Right? That girl who he's possessed is fucked. But it doesn't feel like, oh no, New York City is fucking going to burn to the ground. I don't feel that. This fucking movie, I'm like, this whole town is fucked. And if it gets out, the whole world is fucked. Right? Like, I can buy that. I can buy that this thing is the Antichrist. I can buy that this thing could go out and change the world's landscape because of what it's offering. Yeah. Right? Oh, absolutely. Because it's got stakes and it's got value. Persuasion. And to me, and in persuasion. So, I don't know. There's just something that has always been my rub with exorcism films, is that they're trying to sell you on this thing is going to take over the world, and they can't even get out of a bedroom. Right? Like, that to me, and they'll even address it in, that's too much vulgar display of power. Isn't that what you're here for, Pazuzu? Like, are we not going to go out and burn the fucking streets? Right? Like, what are we doing here? You're just going to sit in a bed for fucking weeks? Why?
Well, I was going to say we have demons where they're kind of going out and, like, a whole apartment building is being taken over. Okay. So there's that movie. I just wanted to remind you. Huh?
Which one?
Demons?
Oh, like, wait, Demons? You mean the movie theater?
No. Is it the Demons 2 is what I'm thinking of. Sorry. Oh, okay. But, yeah, I mean, even the first Demons, though, like, same thing. It's a movie theater, and it's taking over, like, multiple people,
It happens. Right? I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying that more often than not, with these types of movies with possession, and this isn't an exorcism movie. There is no exorcism being performed here. I just wish that within exorcism movies, this is how the demon was handled. That the demon had, like, it felt like it could destroy everything. I just don't get that sense in The Exorcist when I watch it. No. I feel like everyone in that room is fucked. And I feel like if Reagan was to get out, I don't know, maybe she'd just go to another bedroom and fuck another couple people up.
I think a lot of those type of, like, demonic possession movies, like, obviously they're synonyms for mental illness and, like, trauma and stuff. So that's why I think that I'm just saying, I think that's why they tend to be more contained to, like, one bedroom, one house, one family, one person going through it.
I get it.
I understand what you're saying. And I think
the scope.
This film does a great job at actually making the danger feel imminent from this entity. And, it was great. The whole movie was wonderful, and it really hooked us in the beginning, especially. I think that's, like, just, it was awesome to see that, and see the casket and somebody starting to crawl out, and just everyone's reaction was so authentic. So it's a big recommendation, for sure.
Your budget doesn't ever have to limit the amount of stuff that you're doing within the film. This film did $30,000. And if you want to take a film like Fear Footage 2, has like a $500 budget, and it's never dull. The acting is atrocious, but the film is always engaging, and it's always moving, and creepy shit is happening like crazy. And I love that film. So there's another recommendation, but as I said, the acting, oh my goodness. But regardless, big recommendation. We're going to get back to our found footage watch-a-thon. Maybe we'll do a trailer reaction. We'll see. Doesn't matter. Watch this.
Watch it.
Bye.
Bye.